Hey guys, welcome back to Squarebox Games. It's Tyler here, and we've got another opening, this time of the Star Wars Destiny Allies of Necessity Draft Kit. Now, if you are not familiar with Star Wars Destiny, it's probably one of my favorite games of all time, but unfortunately it has been canceled. It was a card and dice game by Fantasy Flight Games that at the time ran through all of the current Star Wars canon up until I think about The Last Jedi. So you had the original 6 movies, I think stuff from like Rebels and some of the books, maybe comic books, The Force Awakens, Rogue One, and then The Last Jedi. So you're not going to get any The Mandalorian, but there are Mandalorians on here. Now you could get, there were starter sets and then booster packs like most collectible card games. But this was a little bit different. This was kind of made for like a local game store. You would have like a draft night, you know, when a new set would come out. And you can see here on the back, it says kind of 2 exciting ways to play. You could do a draft version where you opened everything up and basically you can make a deck. Everyone would get one of these. Every player would get one of these, and then you would get like 6 random or 8 random packs, and then try to make the best deck you can out of that. So this kind of had like some core cards for all the different ways of playing. There were 3 different colors. You could kind of spheres of influence, and then the gray were for whatever, neutral. So you can see, I'll read the back here. Gather your friends and prove your skill with 2 exciting ways to play Star Wars Destiny, paired with booster packs sold separately. This draft set allows you to experience the draft in sealed formats over and over again. The cards and dice in this set are also fully compatible with standard play, adding exciting characters like Count Dooku and Fenn Rau, I don't know how to pronounce that, to your collection. So what we're going to do is open this bad boy up and see what it's got to offer us. Now, I've already got a ton of Destiny stuff, and here's the good thing. Even though the game was canceled years ago, there is an awesome fan community that has done an incredible job at keeping this game alive. So, like The Rise of Skywalker, The Mandalorian, probably The Andor show, all this kind of newer stuff that wasn't able to be included in this game. They do have cards in here, so you're going to be able to get Din Djarin and Grogu and Luthen, all that kind of stuff, Reborn Palpatine. But it's just not an official product, but I'd say it is just as good. So shout out to those guys. I'll try to put a link to some of that community in the description of this video. So we open up our pack here. We got this nice big old plastic packaging, and you can see we get 9 die for the game with room for 9 more. But what we're interested mainly is this little small pack of cards. Like I said, every player would be able to take, oh my gosh, I can't find the edge of this. Okay, let's all fumble together. Okay, you know what? This is a good time as I stumble through this. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. No, but seriously though, it does mean a lot to our channel. We're a small channel, and I get excited every time I see a new subscribe add on to our list of awesome subscribers. But if you hit that notification bell too, it'll let you know when we come out with new videos. I might try to get some of the other guys on the channel to play Star Wars Legion with me, so we can have some of that content on the channel. Maybe I can print off some of the fan-made stuff. Oh my goodness, this is going to be ridiculous. So here's how you make like 2 minutes of content into a 10-minute video. You just sit there and struggle with the pack. Okay, we're gonna pause. All right, here we go. We got them opened up here. So starting with the characters, these are your main heroes and villains. They're going to be kind of the leaders of your deck. You can see out of the 30 possible points you have to work with, he can either cost 11 or 13, depending if you use 1 or 2 of his die. I think you only get 1 here of everything, so you have to buy 2 of these packs to really use him to his fullest. But Count Dooku, a corrupt politician. He's a Sith, a leader. You can, as a power action, play a blue card from your hand, paying its cost, of course, then force an opponent to discard a card from their hand. Interesting. So 2 attack, a refresh, a disrupt, and a resource, and then a blank. He has 9 health. Ooh, you get his lightsaber with him. I'll put Count Dooku right there. 1 melee, 2 melee, plus 2 melee, and a couple disrupts there. After you play this upgrade, if it's on a Sith, which it should be, you may deal 1 damage to a character that has no shields. Or if it's on Count Dooku, you may force an opponent to discard a card from their hand. So it looks like Count Dooku is working to be a bit of a mill deck here, making someone discard their deck. A sniper team. This is a red card here. It's a support trooper, a bunch of ranged attack here. Sometimes it costs a resource though, but you can get up to 4 if you pay 2 resources. As a power action, discard a card from your hand to turn this die to the side that has a value 1 higher than the value shown on this die. So you discard to make it, one more power. A plot. I always like plots. These are kind of little side things you can add to your hand there. So if you have 28 power worth of characters, you can add this plot. Astrogation. After you play an upgrade, you may exhaust this plot and spot a blue character to discard the top card of a deck. Looks like it would go well with Count Dooku. Imagine that. Knighthood. I'm going to scoot these over. An upgrade. Doesn't cost anything. Blue character only. The attached character gains Jedi. That's nice. After you play this upgrade, you may give a character a shield. I like that a lot. So another potential person to play with, and this person's a hero, Finn Rau, a Mandalorian protector. Always nice to have more Mandalorians. Also 9 health. He's a character pilot trooper. Play a red card from your hand, paying its cost, and deal 1 indirect damage to an opponent. You can see there they've got a few ranged attacks, a reroll, they should give someone a shield, and then a resource. Test of character event. Choose 2 die that share a subtype, yours and your opponent's. That's nice. And or your opponent's. Then turn one of those die to any side and reroll the other. Interesting. Give you a chance to reroll yours and maybe turn theirs to a blank. Grand design. Another plot. Always like plots. After you play a support, you may exhaust this and spot a red character to draw a card. Ooh, we get an Outer Rim Outlaw, so a 3rd character here. 8 health, characters, a scavenger and a scoundrel, cost 10. Play a yellow card from your hand, paying its cost, then reroll an opponent's die, or reroll up to 3 of yours. And pretty versatile here, ranged or melee or indirect, with some other stuff there, which I'm not a huge fan of that. I'd rather have a character that's just one type of attack, that way it's a little more consistent, like he's ranged, Count Dooku's melee. We get a downgrade here of Intel. After attached character uses its action, including power action, you may deal 1 indirect damage to its controller. So looks like this outlaw is working on indirect damage. Another plot. After you play a downgrade, you may exhaust this plot. Downgrade. And spot a yellow character to deal 1 indirect damage to an opponent. Hired muscle, a scoundrel support. Cost, you have to pay for them since they're a hired muscle, but they're pretty powerful. 2 attack, 3 attack, 3 attack, 2 shields. I like that. And we're getting another hero here. Okay, cool. So it looks like we're getting 1 hero of every color, blue, red, yellow, and then a neutral one as well. Now this person only costs 6. They're a shapeshifter. After you activate this character, you may choose a character subtype. Until the end of the round, this character gains that chosen subtype. That's nice. Not very strong there. That's kind of a filler character. You fill out your, put your big ones out there, your important ones, and if you have some extra points, you can throw someone like this in there. Chance encounter. Choose and do 1. Spot a leader, spot a scoundrel, spot a trooper, and they either do one of these 3 things. Interesting. See, a flank event. Play only if you have more ready characters than an opponent. Remove one of them, opponent's die. Allies and necessity. This is a good one here. Include only if 2 or more characters in your team share a color. After setup, discard a card from your hand and lose 2 resources. So there's a bit of a negative to that, but it costs -2. So if you've got these two characters you know you want and they just get just above that 30, you can add this thing. You can have 22 worth of characters. LR-57 Combat Droid. After you play the support, place a resource on it. Does it special on 2 of its 6 sides. Place a resource on this support, then deal damage to a character equal to the number of resources on it. That's pretty nice. And another upgrade here. It's always good to have cards with die. The more die you have, the better chance you have of winning. That's a loose rule of thumb. Let's see. It's an Electro Sword. It has redeploy, and damage dealt by this die is unblockable. That is nice. Looks like it's going to give us a couple locations. When you make your deck, you also get a location you get to choose. You know, probably want one that works with your characters, but we get Chalmun's Cantina, which is the cantina from Tatooine from A New Hope. Power action, reroll a character die, yours or an opponent's, and then you may reroll another die that shares a subtype with that one. And then the last card we get is Weta Palace on Nal Hutta. When you claim it, you can place a resource on this battlefield, and as a power action, you can place a resource on this battlefield or take all resources from it. So you guys could stack this up back and forth and kind of risk who's going to be the one to cash in on that. So, awesome. As expected, this is got a bit of a variety. There's an even amount, you know, of blue, red, yellow, and several gray cards here, a couple locations. So it's kind of got the foundation for a couple different type of deck types. So the hope would be when you know, get your booster packs, you would see that, hey, maybe I have like 3 or 4 cards that actually work pretty well with Count Dooku. I think I'll roll with him. Or, you know, I got a lot of like strong yellow cards. So maybe I'll use these yellow cards and maybe, you know, add Finro just to have, you know, 2 different colors. But basically you can take this deck over and over again, just add 8 random boosters. Obviously, it makes more sense for this particular one to get the booster packs from the set it came out with, which I can't remember which set it was. If you remember, please comment down below. So I think there was another one of these draft kits too that came out, but these came out kind of later in the game's life, kind of near the end. But yeah, that's just a quick look inside that pack. And if you guys love playing Destiny, let me know. Let me know if you guys have these in your rotation. I think Count Dooku looks pretty good. I might try to... I've got a Darth Maul I think he may work well with. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you're still active in the Destiny community, please reach out. Maybe we can feature some of your cards on here and maybe play test some of your decks. I would love to do that. Like I said, this was probably my favorite game. It still is one of my favorite games. Unfortunately, it's just not officially supported, but, you know, whatever. Anyways, until then, if you guys can hit that subscribe button, it means a lot to us, but you go play some games.